Loxahatchee River watershed has a variety of habitats and is home to many rare and endangered species, such as the manatee and the wood stork. This 260 square mile ecosystem includes the communities of Jupiter, Tequesta, Juno Beach, Jupiter Island, Jupiter Inlet Colony, Jupiter Farms, Hope Sound, and Palm Beach Gardens. One of Florida's most unique treasures, the Loxahatchee River, meanders through freshwater creeks down into brackish estuary and finally empties through the Jupiter Inlet into the Atlantic Ocean.
The Loxahatchee River was federally designated as the Wild and Scenic River in 1985. There are only 2 wild and scenic rivers in Florida. Large amounts of natural areas are still intact and publicly owned. 9 miles of the Loxahatchee River, including the wild and scenic portion, flow through the riverbed west of Indiantown and Johnson State, U.S. Highway 1 south of Hope Sound.
The Loxahatchee River is home to many diverse species of wildlife. Some of these include the sandhill crane, peregrine falcon, wood stork, manatee, blue heron, egret, osprey, ibis, snook, bass, snapper, redfish, and jacks. In addition, the river is home to many turtles, alligators, and raccoons.
Although this river is home to many beautiful creatures, the river is becoming less adequate to support this life. Humans have contributed largely to this issue.
The negative issues on the Loxahatchee originate from the unique resources of the Loxahatchee River were in danger of being irreparably damaged in the 1980s. More than a century of ditching, draining, and re-engineering had altered the river's natural hydraulics.
Over the past century, canals and levees were constructed for drainage and flood control that changed the natural flow into the river. Construction of the C-18 canal in 1958 diverted all water away from the Northwest Fork, thereby depriving the Northwest Fork of the volume of fresh water it once had.
The principal goals of the plan will be to preserve and enhance the river's unique natural values, restore the river's historical hydraulic regimen, and reverse saltwater intrusion into the river.
Another local drainage system on the Loxahatchee River watershed is west of C-18 in an area known as Jupiter Farms. Drainage occurs through a series of 7 east-west collector canals that drain to the SIRWCD C-14 canal. The C-14 contributes approximately 10% of the flows over Lanehart Dam to the Northwest Fork. In addition to flows coming in from upstream via the C-14 canal, the segment of the Northwest Fork between Indiantown Road and the Florida Turnpike I-95 receives an average of nearly 5% of its total flow from several small unnamed tributaries within its reach.
The G160 and G161 structures were constructed to deliver water from the Grassy Waters Preserve to the Loxahatchee Slough, and eventually to the Northwest Fork of the Loxahatchee River. The intent of these structures was to provide supplemental flow to the headwaters of the C-18 canal to meet the established MFL flow targets for the Northwest Fork of the Loxahatchee River. Okay. The environmental quality of the Loxahatchee River has been negatively influenced by pollution entering waterways via point and non-point sources. Some of the waterways in the river system are impaired waters that do not meet their designated use. The Loxahatchee River Preserve Initiative is the outgrowth of a water management effort that the Florida Department of Environmental Protection spearheaded in 1996. The LRPI was formed in 2000 with the single purpose of seeking out funding assistance for projects that would improve and protect the natural resources within the watershed. Several key projects critical to preserving the long-term health of the Loxahatchee have not been implemented due to the lack of resources and other regional priorities taking precedence. Preserving the long-term health of the Loxahatchee have not been implemented due to the lack of resources and other regional priorities taking precedence. Urban stormwater improvements and the restoration of other tributaries, including the estuarine portion of the river system, are emphasized in the Loxahatchee River Preserve Initiative. Urban residents and river users will be the primary beneficiaries of our efforts to improve the waterway of the Loxahatchee. Over the past 6 years, the LRPI has been instrumental in the kick-starting over $34 million in watershed and water quality enhancement projects. Within 2009, it is hoped that the momentum to restore this value resource will continue as much work remains to be completed.
40 public and private entities, including the Loxahatchee River District, share a vigorous desire not only to understand more about the history of the Loxahatchee River, but also to carry forth the effective environmental management programs to protect it. Plans such as the Northern Palm Beach County Comprehensive Water Management Plan, the Comprehensive Everglades Restoration Plan, and the Loxahatchee River Preservation Initiative are working to address issues like the stormwater runoff, habitat restoration, and freshwater flow, and to ensure the beauty and environmental significance of this river are forever preserved.
The Comprehensive Everglades Restoration Plan provides a framework and guide to restore, protect, and preserve the water resources of central and southern Florida, including the Everglades. It covers 16 counties, over an 18,000 square mile area, and centers on an update of the Central and Southern Florida project. Its core mission is to fine-tune the existing plumbing systems to reduce undesirable environmental impacts.
During the period from 1995 to 2001, the South Florida Water Management District and the City of West Palm Beach led a cooperative effort to develop this plan, which is a collective vision that addresses areas of improvement in order to meet present and future water resources needs, such as establishing regional reservoirs and water retrieval facilities and developing a reclaimed water program.
This project is being coordinated by the South Florida Water Management District and involves establishing freshwater flows to the wild and scenic portions of the Loxahatchee River. The correct amount of fresh water during the right time and of the right quality is essential to the restoration of the Loxahatchee River. This project will establish a minimum flow of fresh water that is necessary to keep the saltwater downstream and allow the cypress habitat to flourish.
These are some solutions to the pollution entering the Loxahatchee River from storm water runoff and human involvement. In addition, these projects will assist in limiting saltwater from flowing into the Loxahatchee River and destroying the natural hydrology of the river.